Hey everyone, just before this episode starts, we just wanted to give a fair warning. We did encounter some interference. There's not too much of it, but we just felt it was enough to give you a little bit of a warning. Thankfully, it will not affect your enjoyment of this episode. Now sit back, relax, and listen to the latest episode of Cult Classic Society where we talk about Barry. Hello, and welcome to Cult Classic Society, the podcast where me, Tim Martini, and my friend Bobby Davis
Hello.
go through the shows, the movies, the games, the books, the music, every form of media. You want to hear about it, we want to talk about it. Bobby, how are you doing today?
I'm pretty good, Tim. We record a bit ahead of time, and it's just at that time of year where the days are getting longer, and I'm feeling less miserable because it's not so cold anymore. No, it's good. It's good. We got me and my wife have got some holidays coming up. We're looking forward to it.
Ah, lovely, lovely, lovely. So, this episode we're going to be talking about Barry.
Can I make the joke about EastEnders again?
Yeah, let's go for it again. Come on.
The bloke from EastEnders?
No, I wish it was though.
God damn it. Leave that whole thing in.
Just going to copy and paste the same joke from the end of the last episode. Just pull it down. So, first things first, I want to ask you, what did you know about Barry?
Never heard of it.
Really?
No, I know who Bill Hader is, and that was all on it.
Was it being Bill Hader exciting for you?
I like Bill Hader, so because I didn't know anything about it, exciting would be a strong word. Less like just not apprehensive. Bill Hader, so it'll at least be. I know the lead's going to be a good actor.
Did you know that he wrote and directed it?
Not until I looked it up. So I can't remember who the other creator was.
Alex Gard, I think.
Yes,
It was,
he is written for Seinfeld,
yeah. Yes.
and I've watched all of Seinfeld. And if he's involved in that, that's a good thing.
So, I asked you to watch the first 4 episodes of that.
Yes, first time we've done this linear 4 episodes,
Exactly.
like a movie.
Like a movie that's stretched out over 3 seasons so far.
Yeah.
Obviously, there's a reason for that. It's because it's serialized. So we have to watch every episode, otherwise you're not going to know what's happening next. So we're just going to dive straight into the show. And what is the opening shot?
So, well, the first episode's called Make Your Mark. And the first thing we see is a guy with a hole in his head. Dead on a bed. Correct?
Shot by dejected Barry, who just looks like he's just not happy with what he's been doing.
No, he looks a bit miserable, doesn't he, poor Barry? Bill Hader's very good. Straight out of the bat, the acting is like, oh yeah, I know exactly what this thing's going for. He's killed this guy, and he's not upset about killing the guy, he's just clearly miserable.
Yeah, he clearly just does not like being an assassin.
No, straight out of the bat.
And then he goes home to where he has a massive TV, he's playing Forza.
Can I just say, there's a bit... He flies home, and he's trying to sleep, and the guy opens the window. Anyone who opens and closes blinds, puts their seats back, without just giving a heads up to anyone else on the plane, is a dickhead.
Oh, scum of the earth.
Oh, I hate them. And it seems to be most people, so I hate most people. Sorry, straight away I got riled up by that.
You can understand why he's just so dejected with life.
Yeah.
Just what he has to deal with.
Just dealing with that nonsense, yeah.
But he goes back to his place, and then his friend Fuchs shows up. Or
Yes.
his handler.
His handler, yeah. They don't really phrase it that way, because he's obviously known him. He says he's known him since he was a kid.
Yeah, it's his dad's best friend.
Yes.
So he sees him as an uncle. And he basically sets up Barry with all of these jobs to do. And he can tell that Barry is already just wanted to be done with this life. He doesn't want to do it anymore. So he wakes
him up in the middle of the night to give him another job and to congratulate him on doing that. The actor I recognise straight away, Stephen Root, Boyle's dad in Brooklyn Nine-Nine.
He was also one of the white guys in Get Out. He was the one that was going to get the main character's eyes.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Okay, I've seen Get Out and I really liked it. We watched it twice, much to my wife's chagrin. She thought it was scary. I like how they talk about being a hitman like it's a day job, like it's a really regular thing. Talking about like expenses and costs and stuff. And Fuchs is like really cheaping out on things.
Yeah, it's like, oh, like you're charging up all these expenses. Like, well, I was doing Rico. I was like, no, you just spent like another day lying in bed, didn't you?
Yeah, fuck you. I just killed someone and they probably got like 10 grand for the hit. Like, I'll lie in bed for another day.
So that's right. Like Fuchs is a piece of shit.
Straight away, he's a knob. It's like what would happen if Boyle's dad turned bad.
Yeah. So Fuchs has told Barry that he needs to go to Los Angeles.
City of Angels.
To do a hit for the Chechenians.
Yes.
And tells him to lead with the assassination that he wants, where he stabbed the guy in the nut.
What a way to leave. I love that the car he hooks him up with is like a family station
And
wagon.
it's like it's a prime vehicle and it's a station wagon.
It's so good.
So he drives immediately to the Chechnyan.
And he meets Voldemort.
No-Ho Hank,
Oh, no, he looks like Voldemort, sorry.
who plays Victor Zsasz in the Gotham TV series. For you nerds out there, it's not. I'm not a fan of the show, to be honest.
I've not watched it. I'm not a big DC guy.
But the actor who plays No-Ho Hank, I love him so much. He just has charisma. The moment you see him, he
I
just
love
has
how cheery he is for a
I
bit.
know.
I like that they list off the illegal activities that they're involved in, and one of them's a 99-cent store.
Yeah. And I love, as they're walking through the apartment, there's Sweet Life of Zack and Cody on the TV.
And there's like a sleepover of teenage girls
Yeah.
watching it, isn't there? So funny.
He goes about you meet Goran, who's the head of the Chechen crime family there. And the reason Barry's out here is because someone has sex with Goran's wife.
When he plays the video and Goran starts to get really upset, it's so funny.
It's like, why would I want to see this?
He doesn't like, what's the other character called? Horan?
No-Ho Hank.
No-Ho Hank. He's got no concept of social cues whatsoever.
But my comment here was, Tilly's. I love HBO.
Oh, of course you do. I swear, the deeper we get down into these podcasts, the higher number. This is episode 12. We're going a little while now, you know, that's 24 weeks. That's substantial. It's nearly half a year we've been doing this.
Yeah.
And the deeper we get into it, the more we reveal about your sexual nuances, Tim.
There is no nuance, that's the point.
You and your girls in suits and tattoos and just tits on TV, apparently.
Look, HBO, that's what they're going to do. I don't subscribe to HBO, but I might have to now. But what I love is they say to Barry, you just need to shoot this guy Ryan, because he's a gym instructor who, that's how Goran's wife met Ryan. And Barry's like, I can stab him in the nut. That's the thing I wanted to do. And they go, why would you do that? Just shoot him.
Just want him dead quicker.
So Barry has to go pick up his gun, which it was FedExed to him. Which I just thought, America is wild for that.
Yeah, can't get on the plane with it, so it makes sense that he FedExed it.
I know, but don't they just like scan packages? Because in the UK, you can't even send a battery.
I don't know. They clearly don't. It's also FedEx isn't like the government postal service. It's a private one. Do what they want.
Oh, that's fair enough. So he trails Ryan from the gym to where he see an actor's their drama.
This
school.
whole scene on where he's doing the stakeout. Very private detective. Very bored to death. Another HBO. Great show.
It's tied together. Oh, speaking of bored to death, I finished the Jonathan Ames book.
Oh yeah, how was it?
It was a surprisingly good read. My only complaint with it is that
he cuddled his dog in bed?
My second complaint with it was that the ending was too rushed.
You said it was short, so
It was 176 pages.
was it one of those books where like it felt like you were halfway through a book and there was like 15 pages left and they rushed the end?
Pretty much, like, there's this massive build up of like the mystery, and then it's just revealed and it's over. It's like, oh, okay. There's a second book. I haven't read that yet. I haven't started that yet because I'm reading a Hellraiser book now.
Of course, sure, that makes perfect sense for you, Timothy.
Scarlet Gospels. I'm like 10% of the way through, and it's a very interesting read. That one, very intense.
So we get to the acting class, and one of my favourite people is there. Not even because he's amazing. He is amazing at what he does, but just for his gravitas and who he is. Henry fucking Winkler. The Fonz is here.
The fucking Fonz. So
the character Gene.
Yes, Jean Cousteau. Kushner, that's it.
When it first starts, obviously he's duping the character into a different method of acting, but he comes across as such a wanker straight away.
So the character Sally.
I forgot it was actually Sally. Yeah.
Yeah. But goddamn, acting lessons are just emotional manipulation.
How do you get the best out of an actor?
So
Make them feel a way so they use it.
So I have a bone to pick with actors.
Oh God.
So
you've been working with actors recently, haven't you? So...
Working with actors, and also for 4 years I dated one.
Oh God.
And she went to acting school like a lot, so I had to hang around actors, and they are just as wanky as they are shown in the show.
Both of our favourite podcasts, How To Wrestling.
Yes.
They love to bang on about those theatre kids.
Honestly, like, this is like a good dissection of what actors like, what acting schools are like, this whole show, and it is, from what I have seen, what I've witnessed, 100% accurate.
Quite a few of my friends went to a music specialist college. Really similar people. quite poncy, quite
Yeah.
up their own arse about music and stuff. Yeah, I always love creative people. Then there's being poncy about being creative. Ugh.
Yeah. My thing about creativity and everything is like, you just have fun with it.
Yeah.
I think with acting, there's this whole like dissection of like wants to be real. Like they always go, yeah, like, oh, that's great, but I would do it like in a much more like intense way. Like I would take that scene and do it like this. So they always try and make it seem very serious, even if they're doing something silly. They have to add a level of seriousness to it. It's like,
take the stick out of your arse.
Yeah, don't be afraid to look like an idiot. Like you're doing something stupid because you're pretending to be another person.
This is why wrestlers make good actors. They make fools of themselves all the time.
Except for the ones that go, oh, my character wouldn't do that.
Oh god, yeah, don't talk about them.
But there's also another character. So there's Janet from The Good Place.
There is Janet from The Good Place. I've got that. That's literally in my notes, like 2 after what I was about to say. I was about to say her performance isn't much better after he has a go, and he praises it. So I don't know. What
I know that was actually that was a bad performance.
It's not even that it was bad. It just wasn't even different.
No, just crying a bit. Then obviously Ryan bumps into Barry. Like, I need you to be my scene partner. So he's on stage, just holding a script, giving the most wooden performance of his life. And Ryan gets the most racist performance of his life.
Oh my god, the dreads and everything like that. Fucking
I
hell.
but he deserves death for this.
I think if it would have been a really sympathetic character who would have died, but he's not. He's a douchebag.
Yeah.
He's a bit of a jock. He's a bit of a bro, and he just puts on a dreadlock wig and does a Jamaican accent.
I have no reference to say if it's intentional or not, but I think it's a parody of something that Adrian Brody did once on SNL, where he did a really racist Jamaican performance, and he got banned from SNL because of it. And because Bill Hader's an SNL alumni, I wonder if that was a cheeky reference to it.
Oh man, why do people do these things? I said, speaking of which, I said, oh, the target is annoying, just kill him now.
Oh yeah, just on the stage. But after that, the crowd applauds it, and Barry falls in love with the applause.
Yes, first time he's been praised for anything.
Yeah, so they all go to the bar together.
I said here, I hate this hipster inspirational actor bullshit. Fuck off.
I just put actors are insufferable.
Yeah.
Yes, you are. You all are. You listening? Then I
will stick up for some actors.
I'll stick up for one, maybe two. I just put, what does he see in Sally? Because she's like the most insufferable one out of them.
Probably what draws him to her though. The loudest, noisiest, most insufferable one.
I think it's just because it's like probably the first one who's given him like genuine attention.
Yeah, probably because he's a bit weird.
Yeah,
he actually comes across as having some kind of like neurodivergency.
Well,
but he's obviously PTSD, probably.
PTSD, and also I think because of the line of work he is, he probably doesn't socially interact with people.
Yeah, so no emotional attachments whatsoever. How is this jock bro an actor? He doesn't seem the type.
I know, but he starts a Barry Berkman chant.
Oh yeah,
Barry Berkman.
He's such a bro.
And then he goes, "It's a bad name. You should call it that Barry Block."
Which is worse.
Which is objectively a worse name.
It makes you sound like nothing.
But Ryan wants to help Barry with his scene for the next lesson.
Yes.
Which I actually put, that's actually quite nice of him.
Yeah, sometimes.
But Sally tells Barry he needs to drive Ryan back home. Did you hear why?
I know, I don't remember.
He has 7 DUIs.
7 DUIs. I told you he's a bro. I jokingly keep calling him Chad in my notes because he's such a Chad.
I mean, he basically is a Chad. So Barry drives Ryan home, and Ryan hugs Barry, and the Chechens spot that and they go, "What the fuck?"
Yeah, Voldemort's watching. I want to keep calling him Voldemort, by the way.
Trust me, no Ho Hank grows on you.
Oh, I love him.
Yeah.
Well, he looks like Voldemort.
So Fuchs goes like, "Why are we hugging Ryan? What's going on?" And Barry's like, "I just want to act. Like they're the real deal." I was like, that is like giving them too much credit as actors.
Yeah, none of them are good.
And Fuchs is already like talking him out of it. He's like, "No, don't do that."
Later on, Sally gets better at acting, but the others are all still terrible.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think that's the point. Like they're meant to be terrible.
Yeah, that's what they have in a class, I suppose.
Yeah. Barry obviously does not go to the next lesson, stakes out, sees him leave, and then sees Jean. And because he is in his mind going, "I'm going to kill Ryan and leave." So he asks Jean, "Was I good enough to be in your class?"
Oh, yeah.
And he goes, "No, you're terrible."
He tells him the truth. And then he starts to monologue about his real life and being a killer and being in the army and stuff, and being a Marine. And I said, Winkler's going to think this speech is a monologue and it's not about his real life. And what happens?
It's like, that was improvised. Like, story doesn't make sense. But It's like, oh.
He pays in advance.
Yeah.
He's such a swindler.
When he asks him what's your name, it's like Barry Block's like, oh, he's going by that name too. Interesting. He's already like starting to fall into his life.
Yeah.
So then he goes after Ryan, and he sees that the Chechens already got a drop on him.
Yes,
and
they've done
sniped
it
him.
already, yeah.
And then they try and shoot Barry, but the sniper fails to load the gun.
And he walks towards him like such a fucking badass.
Yeah.
This is... I can't remember. He compares himself to another action hero later. John Wick.
Yeah.
Like, slowly walks towards it. And he basically snipes using a handgun.
Yeah.
All of them, one bullet each. He just misses No-Ho Hank, doesn't he?
He gets him in the shoulder.
Yeah, he like grazes him.
Yeah.
But he thinks he's got him, I think, obviously, because he passes out from the blood. Or
It's
whatever.
like he just eliminates them.
Yeah.
But then you see that the lipstick camera, which was used to film Ryan and Gordon's wife, was on the dashboard.
Fucking camera.
So he goes to a diner and he's greeted by a SNL alumni, Melissa Valesino. She was on there for most of the 2010s.
Okay.
And she's probably one of the funniest ones on there.
She's just got like a little bit of part in this because obviously they're pals.
Yeah, because they cross paths on the show for a few seasons. Yeah. He sees that she has a script in her arm and she goes, oh, I'm an actress. He goes, me too.
She says, I'm an actor.
Actor, yes. Oh, yes, I've got it's a gender-neutral term now.
Yes, and he says, so am I. And I was like, why does he still want to do it? He only got lucky with that monologue.
And it wasn't even a good monologue, but it's just something he just fell in love with. And then there's the cops. And what I liked is there's a shot of him sitting there being all peaceful, and there's the cops in the background.
Yeah, it's so good. Really enjoyed the episode. This got me like I was like, it's like Dark Bored to Death.
Yeah.
So Bored to Death is quite silly, somewhere with a little bit of jeopardy, but you always feel like Jonathan's going to get away.
Yeah.
This feels like a dark version of Bored to Death. It feels like it's like Twisted Cousin.
So you watched them all in one go, right?
All four in about, however long it takes, 2 hours back to back. Yeah.
So were you excited to meet, see what happens next?
Oh, well, yeah, I wanted to know, like, why, like, literally, I was like, what mindset is this guy in? What is he doing? Mostly I wanted to see how he was going to balance. I never got the opinion at this point that he was going to give up being a hitman.
Yeah.
I thought he was going to do both, and I thought that could be quite a funny, like, double life he leads.
So we're just going to go straight into the second episode, which starts with...
Chapter 2, Use It.
Use It.
I've got all the names of the episodes here.
Good, because I don't. And they start off with the mirroring exercise.
Fucking acting classes, man. That's what I
So pretentious.
Just,
But I will not lie, that's something similar to what we do. Well, I say what we do, I don't do it anymore. What you do in wrestling training, believe it or not.
But that's about safety. I mean, how to know each other's movements so you can predict.
No, not even that. It's just staring at people and like. So when you know the collar and elbow tie up.
Yes.
David Francisco, he made us do this.
Who?
He's a nobody.
Oh yeah.
He says he's fantastic, but.
Oh yeah, I heard recently that theme came back.
Oh yeah, for one night only. So you do the collar and elbow tie, and for a minute you have to stare into each other's eyes to remove awkwardness.
Yeah.
Because it's a very awkward thing to do, to stare into another person's eyes.
Yeah, especially when you're topless or just in your underwear.
Exactly, you're sweating. I mean, sounds like my Saturday nights, but...
Stop talking about your date life. We're not here to get you dates.
We're not. This is... That's what this podcast is for.
We're here to talk about Barry. Unless Barry's someone you... No, okay.
I mean, maybe. But it's such an awkward exercise, but at the same time, I find it very funny, because again, what I like is all these guys are actors, they've all done this before. They've had to do it to get to this point. So they're clearly self-aware of how ridiculous everything they've done is. So just having fun with it all.
Yeah, part of me is like, it's fucking ridiculous. Another part of me, it does look like some of them are having fun.
Yeah.
It definitely would be for me, but yeah.
Oh no, I don't think I could handle it. My social anxiety would crumble. But then Gene Snow comes in and he's like, Ryan's dead. And my favorite
Barry's acting here.
My favorite thing is he turns back, looks at Sally, and then mirrors her reaction. It's like, oh, so he's learnt from the exercise.
Oh no.
And then my favorite thing is Gene goes, Ryan was not the first student to get gunned down, and he won't be the last.
I want to know how many have been gunned down.
And then there's
It is LA, I suppose.
And then there's a student that goes, it's definitely going to be me next. Like, yes, it is.
I like when he says he uses Princess Diana's death as acting fuel.
Yeah, he's like, use it for your performance. But then he goes, go out and like mourn. but this class counts.
You're fully being... He leaves and then comes back to tell them they're definitely being charged full price. He is such a fucking swindler.
He's such a scumbag, but he's so lovable in a weird way.
I love... So this is the first bit where we see the main detective, right?
Detective Joss, and then there's Detective Loach as well.
I love how they're talking about the fact that their colleague is getting divorced in less than a year, and she says she's won the pool.
She won $300.
What a dick thing!
And you just see him like crying in the crime scene photos
Fucking...
because it lasted less than a year, and that was her bet.
Oh, that's so funny.
As they're leaving the acting school, Sally decides we're gonna have a memorial for Ryan, and I put she's immediately trying to be the leader.
Yeah.
But what you see is, I forget, Natalie, that's the character that Janet plays. She's like trying to like bite and go, oh, we could do it at my place, and then like say it meets me, so goes, no, we do it at the bar. She's yeah, we'll do it at the bar.
Yeah, she's definitely a second fiddle.
Yeah,
Bit of a simp.
there's more development for her actually. She's one of the characters who gets one of the biggest developments as the seasons go on.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, that's cool. I do like when he gets a text saying they're going to Clubus.
Yeah, and they're like, kill.
You never see an autocorrect text error in a film.
I just
TV
love
show.
that. So it cuts back to the police, like IT techs trying to understand how to break the camera, and they're watching Chechen videos to understand it.
How to get into it.
And they go, he just sounds angry all the time. I can't tell.
I like before that you see Fuchs playing COD, playing Call of Duty.
No, Battlefield. He's
Oh,
like,
the Battlefield, is it? To like research.
oh no, that comes later.
Oh,
That
is it
comes
later? I've got
yeah.
it before in my notes. Okay.
Because then while they're watching the text stuff, Fuchs comes in and just goes, no, Moss goes, how are you, Loach? He just starts crying again.
Bless him. I feel so bad for him.
Then that's when Barry comes back to the apartment because I've been strategizing on how we can like take him out. Like, I'll be here in the command center telling you what to do. And Barry's like, no, you're getting out of here.
Yeah, fuck off.
Which I like because Fuchs is saying, oh, you do this because you care about me so much. He goes, yes, that's why.
Fuchs is such an arsehole.
And Barry
Claiming he was in Nam. It's like
Yeah.
Sergeant Slaughter, all that stolen valor.
Can we talk about that for 1 second? It's common knowledge in the wrestling scene, but I think we need to do it for just general audiences.
Yeah.
Because it's so fucking
There was a
hilarious.
wrestler in the 80s called Sergeant Slaughter who claimed to be a Marine for real, like in real life, and it turns out he never was.
He claimed this for 30 years, and it was such easy like information to find.
Yeah, Freedom of Information says you can go look it up, and he was never in the Marines. And Fuchs is the same.
He is the
Arsehole.
same. Such a piece of shit. So they find out that the camera has a code to break in, and Moss decides to type it in. Goes 0001, 0002.
I think he's got a limited ghost.
0003, and they completely locked out. And they go, why don't you tell me that? We didn't want you to shout at us.
Yeah, we're scared of you.
So Sally calls Barry about wanting to do a scene from Doubt.
Yes.
About a Helen Mirren movie, and it's the scene where they confront the priest for
Kitty fiddling.
the kiddie fiddling.
Yeah.
And he goes, yes, I've always wanted to play a priest molesting boys. Like,
Barry.
and while that's happening, the Czechs is kicked down the apartment door and trying to kidnap.
Beat the shit out of Fuchs.
And he's like, Barry, help! Smashes on the window, and he
It's
has
so
no
funny.
idea. I love scenes like that.
Oh, it's just the obliviousness of the person in the front of the scene to what's going on behind him.
He gets like thrown through a table and everything.
Well, yeah, another wrestling thing. Thrown through a table.
And
When Barry gets arrested... Oh, no, sorry, not arrested. When Barry gets kidnapped, he doesn't look scared at all.
I was gonna say there's a funny bit where he goes, Siri, what is off book? And the Chechen goes, freeze cowboy. It's like looking for off book freeze cowboy.
Oh, yeah. That is a good little joke. A modern tech joke.
Yeah.
Freeze cowboy, yeah.
So yeah, as you're saying, they get kidnapped by the Chechens, and Fuchs is obviously terrified. And the first thing he says, he didn't hear me screaming for you.
He gets so annoyed at him. I put here, Tommy Wiseau of The Room fame should have played one of these gangsters.
Would have loved it.
Why you betray me?
And then, so no, Ho-Hang goes, so did you see the like lipstick camera on the dashboard? Like you're a fucking idiot. And he goes, rage is counterproductive. And then Goran goes, like, you need to do this for me. And he goes, you need to kill this guy for me. He's like, why don't you get one of my goons for? He's like, who am I going to do? He's like, points out fast. He's like, he's crazy, motherfucker. He wears an apron. Why is he wearing an apron? And then he admits he is crazy because he gets... What does he get him to do to Fuchs? To get Barry to... What?
File his fucking teeth. I could barely watch that scene. That was awful.
It's so grim.
It's so... Anything to do with teeth and fingers is so visceral. Because
Yeah.
we've all hurt our teeth and fingers.
Yeah.
It's so... Ugh.
And then, like, he literally spits out, like, bits of, like, white foam. He
Oh.
spits it out. Like, it looked like styrofoam, but...
I like what he says about... what's the character called? Sorry, the one who does that?
Thatcher.
What Goran says about him. He says, he's self-consciously scary. It's a bit much, you know?
Yeah.
And he also says the guy who was with the sniper rifle is the best Chechen assassin.
Yeah.
He was shit.
It's like... That bag goes, clearly he wasn't.
Yeah. He was so shit.
And it's like... And they go to Barry, like, you're going to go straight to kill Paco. It's like, yeah.
Yeah.
And he just cuts to the rehearsal.
I like when they're filing Fuchs' teeth and the gangsters are just playing Puzzle Bubble.
I know. And the reason they have to stop is because an elderly woman goes into, like, you need to keep the noise down.
It's from someone's mum, clearly.
Yeah.
I like Barry goes straight to the acting class. That is funny. But I like what he does. Before he leaves, he does a very John Wick thing of saying, if you hurt Fuchs, I'll kill you.
Yeah.
It's like very John Wick to be like...
And then Noho Hank goes, he loves his friend. Let's admire that.
This is already... You're already getting the warmness from that character.
Yeah.
He starts to warm up, obviously, as it goes on.
So yeah, they go to the wake and they're doing like, all these like really shitty performances.
Who
then
invited the teacher to this, by the way? Like, what's going on? Why is he there? Because it was like planned amongst the acting
I think
students.
they just wanted like shove.
Yeah.
And then there's a casting director there, and they all go. They just like strain themselves up, and he's like give a nod, like a knowing nod.
Why is there a beat poet? Fucking fuck that.
I know, but then
There's only one good beat poem, and it's Storm by Tim Minchin.
But then they bring in Ryan's father, and he breaks down obviously because his son's died, and that triggers Barry because he's never seen one of like his victims like family have to like
Yeah.
deal with it. Even though he didn't
First
kill
time
Ryan,
he sees the consequences
yeah.
of...
Even though he didn't kill Ryan, he was going to, so it kind of triggers him.
Yeah. I like when he runs outside to kind of get away from it, and Sally follows him, and she says, "Where are you at right now?" And he says, "I'm at the bar with you."
Yeah.
so literal, fucking idiot.
Ugh.
Yeah, so it's the first time the job's caused him pain, and he gives Sally a ride home, right?
Yeah.
And that house looks like Jesse's house from Breaking Bad. I
Yes.
wondered if it's the same one.
It probably is.
Yeah. Probably a regular one used for sets.
But what I love is so Sally's like, yeah, we shouldn't like sleep together, blah blah blah. And Barry goes, yeah, I wasn't going to. I was just going to walk you
I
to
love
the
how
door.
she immediately assumes that's what he's doing. And he's...
But the thing, is, she looks offended
Yeah,
that he goes, no, I'll just walk you to your door. It's kind of that whole like, we shouldn't do this unless.
One of our friends was shot dead.
Yeah.
I'm just walking you to your door.
But haha, just kidding. Unless. But
They're
then
all-
as he,
Sorry, go on.
so no, you
I was
finish
saying
on
they're
that.
always following him. If they've
Yeah.
got this good at following someone who should be aware of someone following them,
Yeah.
why are they not just killing people themselves?
Exactly.
Fucking hell.
And that's how the episode ends. So they know about his relationship with Sally.
Yes.
So what do you think of that as the second episode?
I think it was very good for character development. You
Yeah.
also get the Barry's development of like or mild regret, even though it wasn't something he did. He regrets something that he could have done.
Yeah.
You also get Noho Hank's development, which is quite funny. And you also then see the kind of violent side of the Chechens.
Yeah.
And you get more of Fuchs just being a dick.
Yeah, and I think because obviously this is just laying groundwork for everything. Because this is 8 episodes, like season. Every season is 8 episodes, so it's not really filler, but it's just a character episode.
I think both the first two are very good character building
Yeah.
episodes, though. You focus solely almost on Barry in the first one,
Yeah,
maybe with a bit of Fuchs thrown in, and then everyone else gets more development this
Yeah.
time round.
because obviously you're focusing mainly on Barry, but now you have to you're introduced Barry and you're being introduced all these characters at the same time as him, and now you're fleshing all of them out.
Yeah, for sure.
So episode 3.
Make the unsafe choice. Chapter 3.
So it opens up with Barry reading Jean's book while surveying Paco.
It feels like a voiceover from a movie because it's
Yeah.
like slowly panning on this house where Paco is, and you just hear Barry talking in like quite a poignant way from. I want to keep calling him Winkler from Henry
Yeah.
Winkler's book.
And it's
Barred from Patrick Swayze's funeral was
yeah.
my favourite line. How'd you get barred from Patrick Swayze's funeral?
And I love how Noho Hank goes, you can't kill him yet, because we sent a bullet to the Bolivians.
I love how casual he is on the phone. Oh yeah, we're sending a bullet.
They were sending the bullet to the Bolivians, like, why? So they open it's like, a bullet? What does that mean? phone call. Paco said, "What?"
He's like, what is he says? It's small, but it's leading to big for the full effect.
And Barry goes, "That's a stupid idea."
I love the way Paco's like doing lunges on the driveway, like such an easy shot.
Yeah,
Like be dead. One bullet. One.
he's literally like, "Shoot me."
So good. No self-respecting gangster would be doing that outside their house.
No, exactly. And obviously Barry's just swearing at Noho Hanks like, "You're making this job much harder for me.
It doesn't need to be this hard. Yeah.
Exactly.
And the Chechens hire the top gangster of Chechnya. They treat him like a fucking like A-list celebrity.
Stovka.
Yeah, like Tom Cruise is coming.
Yeah. And so a few times, what does that mean for us? And Noho Hanks trying to play it calm, and Goran goes, "We'll probably kill you."
I like how... Is this where they've got Fugues with a bike lock around his neck?
Yeah.
Like attached to the shelving
Yeah,
in the
he
garage.
just sat on the floor.
Yeah, poor Fugues. I actually feel sort of a bit sorry for him there.
You feel bad for him. He's like, yeah, he's in.
You can't move your head. That seems like the worst thing in the world.
And he's just been told he's going to die, no matter what.
No matter what, you're dying. I like how obviously Sally works as a kid's entertainer as well, like dressing up as a princess.
And while she's doing that, she gets a phone call from her could-be agent.
Yes.
And she's saying, "Let's count the kids like, spinning." So while she's on the phone, the child's just uncontrollably spinning.
That's so good.
Then once she's off the phone, the kid just
falls
over.
Yeah.
It's like, oh shit.
And then we get introduced to, what's the assassin called?
Stovka.
Do you recognise the actor?
No, who's that?
It's Mr. Heckles from Friends. The guy who steals the cat. Yeah. Their neighbour from downstairs.
I just love how that like all of them just posing with him, taking photos, and then Goran goes, "Is there anything I can get you? How was your flight?"
A cat?
Yeah. And then he gives him his father's gun, which I just wrote Chekhov's gun, because it's going to be fired no matter what.
Oh yeah,
Chekhov's gun. It's a story.
Okay,
that's right. Chekhov's gun.
The police will reveal now that they know that Ryan was banging Goran's wife.
Yeah.
So they've already made the connection now between the Chechens and the acting class.
Which doesn't get followed up until the next episode anyway. I like how something just like happened in the background. But
It's like one small scene with a couple of lines is going to play out now next episode.
Yeah, but it's just letting you know this is still ongoing. Like, we haven't forgotten about it. Just because it's not on the forefront doesn't mean it's not happening.
Yeah, it's going to keep going. We go to the acting class and Sally is using the fuel of Ryan being killed as her acting fuel, as you will, sorry.
And Barry's just struggling to think of like a space because he just does not get acting.
Yeah, a space. I'm in a supermarket.
Yeah.
There's soup.
Yes, like, are you going to push the trolley? Yes, we're pushing the trolley.
Or he like copies the other ones on a bedroom, doesn't he? Oh, fucking this one. Another thing. Oh, God, actors. What's your relationship with soup? Is it emotional? Is it to do with your mother? Oh, fuck off.
Fuchs talks to Stovka.
Yes.
And he basically
tries to convince him not to kill him.
And then
turns out, I don't know how old the actor is. It's got to be in his kind of 70s or 80s. Turns out he's 45. All the killing he's done's taken a toll on him.
Yeah, it's just broken him down. It's a life of regret. So he just shoots himself.
Yeah, he's having like a crisis of conscience, and you can see what's going to happen for only about 6 or 7 seconds before it happens. Yeah. I was like, oh god, I know what's coming. Oh.
And then he just shoots himself. It's just like, wow.
Goes back to the class. I've got a note here that just says the English girl hits the cringe button hard, doesn't she?
So then the police come in and they interrogate all of the actors.
Yes.
And some of them act really suspiciously.
Isn't this when Barry gets the text from NoHo Hank that says "Bullet's almost there, hang in there, baby," with the cat hanging onto the tree? It's like using like memes in his text about killing someone.
It's great. But some of the actors in the scene act very suspicious. Like there's someone who just drinks so much water.
Yeah.
It's like, can I have more, please?
I like how immediately Winkler starts flirting with the cop.
Immediately.
He's like, oh, I like her. Let's go for this.
Fair play to him.
Yeah. He shot. He
shoots his shot and continues to do it in the next episode. So, respect it. There's a bit where after the interrogations, Gene is telling them to use the paint and everything and about for auditions.
Yes.
And he said when he did the audition, he walked in with a loaded Beretta just to feel the weight of it.
I like that he puts his imaginary Beretta back in the holster.
Yeah.
Which is quite a funny little move of him.
It's so great. So Sally goes to her audition and she sees her friend,
who's one of the producers or one of the casting directors.
She's the lead of the show.
Oh, that's it. She's the lead.
Because they originally auditioned for a show that was not well timed.
Bonnie and the Boston Bombers. Oh, that is on the nose.
And they're like, yeah, we can see why it's cancelled. And
I'm not keen on this actress. She is a cunt.
No, but it makes Sally break down into the audition.
Yeah.
We've got to say what she's auditioned for. The show is a TV show adaptation of Matt Damon's famous movie, We Bought a Zoo.
Oh yes, and she's playing a mum. She's the same age as the younger lady.
Yeah, exactly.
So...
But Sally breaks down in the audition and she just gets
she really fucks it up, doesn't she?
Yeah. For obvious reasons, I'd find
that would be difficult.
I think it must be a really disconcerting thing to like see someone like you haven't seen for years, you're on the same level, and now she's doing better than you.
Yeah, you hadn't seen her for a long time, and now she's so much further ahead.
Like, it must be heartbreaking. So, at this point, they're cooking Fuchs. The projections are cooking Fuchs dinner because he's kind of being a master strategist.
Yeah.
And saying...
Playing them, yeah.
I can get Barry to, like, be a hitman for you. Like, you want to stick it to the Bolivians? Don't send a bullet. Raid their safe house.
Yeah, take them down. And Barry's going to do the whole raid by himself. Fucking arsehole. I like how Noho Hank's like such a millennial, sending like the confetti text saying the bullets arrived. He's like, hey!
Yeah. So Barry finally goes to kill Paco, and he misses his cue because Sally's on the phone to him, complaining about like how her old friend now is doing much better than her. She fucked up the audition. Like, it's a crisis of like character because obviously.
Yes. She thinks she's better than she's she believes she's better than how far she's gone.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
And so Barry's having to comfort her, but also, do his job. Has Noho Hank calling him saying, "Are you doing it? Yeah, are you killing him?" So he misses his cue. He has to sneak in.
Yes.
And he hears Parker get a phone call like, a bullet?
The timing of that was so funny.
Yeah.
Like, what does that mean? And then like he sees Barry's, oh shit.
So Barry has to choke him out.
Yeah, luckily there's a noisy party going on next door.
So Barry then rushes back.
This is the most Jonathan Ames thing. The character Jonathan Ames, he goes, fuck, I need to do this. I need to get away quickly.
Yeah.
So he fucks it up.
Yeah.
He like goes, get in the house and has to choke him out, like you said. That's something Jonathan Ames would do if he was put in this situation.
Yeah,
like,
absolutely.
Barry as a person should be just waiting for the shot.
Yeah. So then Barry, he's driving back while juggling phone calls. So he has Sally on the line, and Noho Hank calls him.
He's on headphones. Good.
Yeah.
He's not holding the phone up while he's driving. I'll give him that.
Respect to him. So he has to put his phone. He has to like quickly change it to Noho Hank. Goes, I've killed him. It's done. Release Fuchs. Not knowing that Fuchs has already been let go.
Yeah.
Goes back to Sally. Hearing all this, just drives over to Sally.
He's got a bit of game in this, and without knowing it.
Yeah.
Like, he's like inadvertently kind of doing a good job.
Yeah. So
I like how after they sleep together, he starts getting like visions of their future.
He's already imagining a life together, which is quite sad if you think about it.
It's kind of the opposite of that, like the post-nut clarity. Like he's gone the other way. Like,
Post-nut madness.
Yeah, he's gone the complete other way. He's not seeing things as they actually are. He's like imagining, which is normally what you would associate with that.
Yeah. So, but then he's remembering what Paco said to him in Spanish. He's repeating it out loud. Sally kind of overhears it and going, "Why are you saying that?" He asks, "What does it mean?" And it translates to, "You don't have to do this." And he just lies there going,
dig at his soul.
His line goes, "Oh fuck." But that's the end of episode 3. A lot more action packed than episode 2.
Yeah, he did some actual assassin work here, some hitman work.
You can see him now really struggling to juggle everything.
Yeah, finally found something that gives him like the good feeling, the acting.
Yeah,
and
but he's still being pulled back into the darkness of.
I tried to get out and they pulled me right back in.
So we're on to our final episode, episode 4.
Chapter 4. Commit ... to you.
And it opens with Sally basically forcing Barry to make a Facebook.
Oh yeah, straight away. Like, why does he need it?
What I love is she goes, "You want everyone to know you exist, right?" And he kind of pauses, going, "Do I?"
Do I? Oh, this is the line. Which side do I go?
Yeah, because he's an assassin, but as an actor, you kind of need people to know who you are.
Obviously, yeah.
And she goes, "Oh, I have to do an audition as a medic." He's like, "I worked in the military."
She's so dumb for this bit.
I know. She's like, "I worked in the military. I can help you." She goes, "No, I think I know what I'm going to do."
I know. She's like, "I'll listen to the guy, the agent guy."
Yeah, because he knows what they want from me. And it's like, "Yeah, but someone could give you actual advice."
Yeah, you could come in and be like a real military person. I know. Don't listen to Barry. All right, fine. Yeah.
And then she goes, "Oh, I'm going to get ready now." And just stares at him. He's like, I need you to leave. Says, oh.
Yeah, it's just where she like basically highlights she doesn't want to be in a couple, right?
Yeah.
You could tell here.
Yeah, it's kind of like meant to be like a hookup, but he has already read too much into it.
So he gets a call from Fuchs now.
Yeah.
And he's like, this is where he tells him about the assassin. He's like, he decided he'd rather offer himself than talk to me. I pulled a major mindfuck on him. He's like, you weren't trying to do that. You're just irritating.
Exactly. And that's where he gets told he has to take out a balloon stash house.
A raid, not just a hit.
Yeah.
He really wants Fuchs to leave as well.
Yeah, he's just trying to tell him anything to get rid of him.
Go away, yeah.
And it's like, and Fuchs goes, oh, there's a couch here. You can sleep on it. It's like, no, I get the bed.
It's my bed, you prick. Yeah, you can fuck off. We get the cops saying they're going to get the CIA to brute force their way into the camera.
Yeah.
Because she got it locked.
Exactly.
And Winkler shows up again to hit on her.
He calls her.
That's it.
From an audition. And he's like, I have some valuable information, but I can't talk right now.
Surrounded by other older men.
Yeah, and he goes into audition, and what I like, it's done in one take because it's to show how quick it is, because he's just doing it for a very small role. So I can give it to you in 2 ways.
Yeah. They know who he is as well. They greet him.
Yeah.
So he's obviously met them before. He's just an old hand at this acting thing.
Yeah, he's just a background character now and everything. Because, those who can't do, teach.
Exactly.
Hey, David.
Oh, that's your choice whether you leave that one. You probably won't listen, but Keely will, and she'll show him.
No, I have love for David. He's fighting Yotsuji this Sunday, and at the time of recording this, I'm happy for him. Honestly,
yeah, that'll be a good match.
That's been a dream match for him for a while, because I know he's a massive fan of him.
Yeah, that'll be good. I wish I could get there, actually. I can't. I
So,
said here, Sally looks like she's wearing her dad's coat.
Yeah. So she speaks to her could-be agent, and he says, I'm at a point where, with my talent, where I go, do I want to sign them, or do I want to fuck them? And she goes, oh, I'd just rather keep it professional. You go, that was obviously a joke, which I don't think it was.
No, I've written here, he's not joking, he's just testing the water. Because
Yeah.
if she'd have reacted the other way, he'd have gone with it.
Yeah, because I think that comes back to bite her later.
Yeah.
So then they go to another acting class.
I hate how they clap Winkler every time he comes in.
Yeah. But I love how Bill Hader has to act like he's a bad actor.
You know someone's a really good actor when they can act as someone who's normal normally, but then is a bad actor as an actor.
Yeah.
It's like Inception.
Like, that has to be a skill. Like, obviously you know what it's like to be a bad actor when you start off. So you can, like,
But you don't want to look like an actor trying to be a bad actor. You want to look like a bad actor.
It must be a very difficult thing to do.
Yeah, it must be well difficult.
But I love how Gene has to be a piece of shit to Barry to make him be a piece of shit for his acting.
He's so good, that bit.
It's like, Barry's like, no, I just want to be going motivated. It's like, no, they're pissing you off.
He's like trying to give him a spine. I was like, if only you knew what he did.
Yeah, exactly. Then it cuts to Barry finally telling Fuchs what he thinks. Like, finally telling Fuchs.
Yes. This is where he compares himself with Jason Bourne, and I was like, he's more like John Wick.
Yeah. And then I love as he storms away, he bumps into a wall.
Yeah.
So even like he's doing that storm off, he still fucks it up. And Fuchs is just unbothered by it.
He's like, he's known it since he's a kid, so he thinks he'll just get him back on side
exactly.
soon. Sally getting kicked out of the casting.
Yeah.
And I said, here, I knew that agent wanted to fuck her for real.
Yeah, it's like he's no longer represented. And there's like a nice tracking in shot of Sally crying in the car.
Oh yeah, that is a lovely shot.
It's a great shot, and obviously the sound's muted because the mic's outside of the... So it's just muted, so she has to cry really loudly to get that. And then Barry has another fantasy.
Yeah, their little life together, hanging out with John Hamm.
And he goes, can I take a shit in your house? Like, yes you can, John Hamm. And I love how it's him, because he's going to buy Sally a laptop, because at the start you see her laptop's fucked up. And in his mind, he's going, this is what wins her over. So in the fantasy...
One of those crazy over gestures.
So in the fantasy, he's going, when he gave me that laptop... I knew.
One of those crazy, like, excessive gestures that people think is how you win people over.
Yeah.
Can I take a shit in your house? We have 5 guest rooms. Take your pick.
When I first saw John Hamm in a cameo, I was like, wow, they actually got him.
Yeah. I said, well, it's Bill Hader, though, isn't it? It's HBO. I mean,
yeah, and also, like, John Hamm has been a regular on SNL, just like as cameos sometimes.
Yeah. They probably know each other a bit.
Oh, he's great in SNL.
I've never really watched SNL. A lot of people back
There's a great sketch he does with Michael Bublé, actually.
Oh, Mickey Bubbles?
Yeah, they start a restaurant called Ham and Bubbly. And he calls him Mr. Michael Bubbly.
I like it.
And Michael Bublé sings it the entire. I will send you it because it's one of the most hilarious sketches, and I quote it all the time. Because Michael Bublé singing and John Hamm being threatening.
I'll have to. Yeah, that does sound funny. I'll have to watch that. I've read here. He actually bought her a laptop. Simp.
Oh, massive simp. What I love is Fuchs shows up as a party, and Barry's horrified. Like,
Oh yeah.
What are you doing here, Fuchs?
Oh yeah, ruining his day. Well, I don't even remember who said this line. I've written it down. It says it's like a secret anonymous group for people with problems. I wonder what that is. I think that's from the girl from The Good Place who says that.
Yeah.
It? Yeah.
And one thing we got to mention is at the start of the episode, Barry finds his old military friend Chris on Facebook,
Yes.
and he invites Chris to the party.
Yeah, they're texting, aren't
Yeah,
they?
they're texting. So he invites him to the party, and they're reminiscing. And Chris brings two of his other military friends, two massive jarheads,
Fucking dickheads.
who just get really drunk, really rambunctious,
Really
and they're just like
obnoxious, yeah.
fighting at the party.
Fucking monkeys stripped down and
Yeah.
throwing their poo at each other. It's fucking ridiculous. So Barry gives Sally the laptop. She's like, "Oh wow, that's like 3 months of my." She's so ungrateful.
I know.
Even if you were like, "I don't really like him like that," do I accept the gift? You
Yeah.
can either accept the gift graciously, or you can be like, "I really appreciate it, but it's too much."
Yeah.
She's so ungrateful and ungracious here.
Oh yeah. Because, well, not to like spoil anything else, but as show develops, you see just how selfish she is as a
Yeah.
person. And it's already ruining its head here. But at the same time, like, she gets mad and goes, "Why you say acting like you're my boyfriend or whatever?" It's like, yeah, that makes sense because way too quick.
Oh, he's pushing it too far as well.
He's like, no one is a perfect character in the show.
Oh no, neither of them are handling it in any way. There's ways both of them could handle it better. But...
Yeah. So we completely skipped over Jean and Detective Moss's date.
Oh yes, so I've got that here. He invites her to a restaurant under the guise that he has more information.
Yeah.
And all it is that he's got Ryan's real name,
Yeah, and
which
like,
they already have.
And he's like, what he says about, like, I think it's like about the ice cream. He's like, if it's like the best ice cream you ever had, you can kick
No,
me.
it's the best chicken.
Chicken, yeah. If it doesn't melt in your mouth, you kick me right in the balls. And he kind of like spreads his leg.
He clearly wants it.
Yeah.
It's either she likes it and she believes him, or he gets a kick in the balls and she clearly wants for some reason.
But it works on her because she's like, she wants to date him, but she can't date him because he's part of an investigation.
Yeah, it's weird how she falls for him. I know he's very charismatic and whatever.
Yeah.
She falls for him quite quickly. I said here, Winkler is so creepy and brilliant at being creepy, but why do I think he's still going to manage to seduce her?
He clearly does.
So Barry's mate who shows up, the actor, in the picture on Facebook, I didn't recognise him, but he is one of the leads in Fanboys.
Oh.
He's Linus in Fanboys. Have you seen Fanboys?
I haven't, but I've heard of it.
I think it's on the list. It's a very good film.
Okay.
We'll go over that at some point.
So they're just reminiscing, Jarhead's dad. So Natalie's like, please get rid of your friends.
Get rid of these dickheads.
So they leave, and Chris and one of the guys goes in the car. The other one's like, I'm going to ride with Barry for some reason.
So before that, when he sees Sally flirting with that guy who's an actor who's apparently going to be doing the body motions for someone, but not the...
Oh, yeah.
He gets great insight. He goes, "Hey, listen, One Direction."
Yeah.
Oh, so good.
So he gets into Barry's car. It's like, it's clearly not all parts. That's not how you make your money. Sees the plans for the raid.
Yeah.
And he goes, I want in. And that's where the episode ends.
Yeah, no, sorry, I've got a couple of notes for that. Why is the cop so amazed to see him cry on cue? He's a trained actor. And I thought the jarhead guy was going to try and mug Barry as they left. He's also clearly Vin Diesel's brother.
His long-lost cousin.
Yeah. But yeah, you're right. So when they go into the car, he's basically essentially wants in on whatever Barry's doing. He knows.
He knows what it is. But he clearly seems like a meathead who's like super into this stuff already. Like,
yeah.
Like they're like some people like they don't leave the violence behind.
The actor, the guy he's playing, I don't know who he is. He's fucking brilliant at it.
Oh, he's great.
Smashes
he has
it.
that intense,
Yeah.
So that was the first 4 episodes of Barry. What do you think?
I loved it. It's fucking brilliant. Absolutely brilliant. Well in line with Bored to Death in terms of that kind of HBO drama comedy. Bit darker, obviously. Well in the vein. I'm assuming when we did Bored to Death, that's what made you think of doing Barry. Cause
oh, absolutely.
they're cousins for sure.
Yeah.
I think Jonathan Ames and Barry are related long distance as well. Yeah, the second cousin once removed or whatever. Really enjoyed it. Really recommend it. To the point where I was like, what do I do for extra credit? I've watched all of Seinfeld, which I know the other creators involved in. Could I talk about Seinfeld? I could talk about Seinfeld. I've been to the diner where they wrote most of it in New York.
Oh,
Westway
wow.
Diner. First time I went to New York, we just found it because it was the first place that offered English breakfast tea. And I love a cup of tea. And there was a picture of Jerry Seinfeld on the wall saying, "This is the diner they talk about when they say that him and Larry David wrote most of it. It's in there." Or I could look up, what else is there? What else is there? There's nothing tangential to Barry. So I was like, what can I do for extra credit? Fuck it, I'll just watch the rest of Series 1.
What do you think?
Loved it. I watched the whole of Series 1. Ends on a cliffhanger. Won't spoil it too much because maybe some people have watched along with us and now they will probably want to watch the rest. I don't really want to put any spoilers in. Plays out really well. Beautifully written. Really funny. I finished the last episode of Series 1 yesterday.
Yeah.
I've downloaded Series 2 to watch on my phone.
There's a scene in season 1 that I'm just going to give like vague connotations, but I think you'll know what I'm talking about immediately.
Yeah.
The scene where Barry and Chris are alone in the car together.
Oh, yeah. You know what's coming.
It's such a fantastic scene. Like, okay, I'm gonna put in a note when you can come back in. Hey everyone, this is Tim from the future. Just jump forward 2 minutes if you don't want to hear spoilers about season 1 of Barry. All right, bye. So it's the bit where like Chris is like, he's like, "You got to turn your stuff in. We got to turn our stuff in." Blah 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 blah. And then he's like, "I'm gonna go to the police." And Barry screams at that. "Why did you say that?"
You said it now. You've got to die.
Yeah.
It's done.
And then Chris is like going, "No, I won't.
Then he pretends, because he says he told his wife he's gone to the gym,
Yeah.
and then he doubles back on that to try and make Barry believe that he'll get caught.
Yeah, exactly.
And the moment when Barry grabs him,
Yeah.
and there's just, what is it, maybe a second of him going, no, wait.
Yeah.
It's so intense that you just get the long distance shot of the car, the glass kind of exploding out of the car.
Yeah, it's such a tense scene, and it's just so powerful.
I only had one issue with it. The wrap up felt weird. The jump forward a few months or whatever it is.
Yes.
At the end.
Yeah, so that was my thing, because obviously, now we're talking spoilers.
It feels like they were trying to wrap it up in case they didn't get a second season.
Yeah, and like, because I thought it was just another.
They could have let that play out in Series 2. I did for a second as well. Because
I actually had to look it up. Like, Justice House, like it says months ahead. I was like, oh, that is real.
So Barry and Sally are a couple now.
Yeah.
And they're visiting
Jean and Moss, because they're now a couple.
Yeah, and they're at Jean's summer home cabin thing. And this is where, for some reason, she only just finds out that he does have a Facebook, that Barry does have a Facebook under his acting name, which she never looked up before.
Yeah.
And sees the pictures of Barry's friend with the meatheads and sees that they're all linked.
Yeah.
And she goes down to the river at night, or the lake at night.
Yeah.
And Barry follows her, and she knows what's coming.
Yeah.
And
there's a
she holds Barry at gunpoint, tells him he's got to go back to the thing, and then she's going to arrest him. And then it cuts, and we hear a gunshot, and then we see Barry coming back into the room.
Yeah.
Fine. That's all that happens.
Yeah.
Oh.
The wrap up, like, I think once I realised, oh, this is actual real life, I was like, okay, it's a good wrap up, and yeah, it's a cliffhanger that sets up season 2, and yeah, there's a great episode in season 2. And we're back from our spoiler talk. So, at the time of recording, actually, when this episode comes out, season 4 would have started. So
if you get into it, you know there's some extra stuff for you. You got 4 seasons to watch by the time you've wrapped it up.
So honestly, I recommend this show so much. It has become one of my favourite things to watch. It's like a weird comfort watch. I think there's just something so fun about watching a character like Barry.
Every week we find out something new about you, you little weirdo.
What I like about it is it's dissection of acting, and I think that's what I like about it, because there's a myth to the world of acting.
They do quite a lot of stuff. They kind of frame it as like almost gangster. They frame it as almost noir. Yeah. They frame it as like you say, almost a breakdown of Hollywood and acting and douchebags.
There's just so much that happens in it, and and
it's acted quite brilliantly on most parts.
There's not really a bad performance unless it's intentional.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, it's a perfect show, I'd honestly say. So, yeah, I recommend it. So, Bobby, what is my recommended reading?
We're going to go old and controversial, Tim.
Oh, I like controversy.
Yeah, I know you do. You dirty girl. And you don't have to leave that in. And we're going to look at something that is loved by a lot of people, and rightly so, for its content and genius in a lot of ways. And also controversial because some of its content is very, very badly dated. We're going to look at Fawlty Towers. John Cleese, Connie Booth written. Comedy set in a hotel, but written and performed and recorded in the 1970s. The 70s are not renowned for their being PC.
Yeah.
So, a bit of a warning for everyone. We've got 4 episodes. And 3 of them, I think most of the content is fine. There's a little bit here, a little bit there. These are the kind of episodes that people remember fondly. But there is one that I think we should look at. Possibly because, as the whole, it's probably the most famous episode. That one is called The Germans. Now, there is a scene in it that everyone remembers that is quite famous, where there is some xenophobia towards Germans and their history.
Okay.
Now, there is another scene that a lot of people don't remember and don't know about because it isn't on streaming services. It isn't on UK Gold when they play it, but it is available on the original DVDs and VHSs.
Okay.
And we're going to look at that scene, and it's horrific, but we'll talk about it because sometimes these things need to be discussed, Tim.
Oh, absolutely. I'm looking forward to it.
So the 4 episodes we're going to look at are Series 1, Episode 4, The Hotel Inspectors, which is not controversial.
Okay.
Series 1, Episode 6, The Germans. That is quite controversial.
Yeah, I was going to say, that sounds controversial already.
Series 2, Episode 2, The Psychiatrist. And Series 2, Episode 4, The Kipper and the Corpse.
Okay.
Unfortunately, they've all been taken off streaming services. So DVDs are the way forward, I think. And I think the versions we've got are the original ones. I don't even think some of these scenes have made it onto the new versions of the DVDs. So,
well, if they are, we'll obviously watch it in the episode. If not, we'll just have to find a clip online.
Yes,
because,
yes.
as you said, we should discuss it. If you'd like to follow us on social media, we are on Instagram at TikTok at CC Society Pod. And if you want to send us an email, send it to ccsocietypod@gmail.com. I've been Tim Martini.
Been Bobby Davis.
And thank you for listening.
Bye.